Hello, this is Divine Sunshine. I'm coming to you with asking help and with the guides and angels and my team to work with me in seeing about what is this newness that those of you all that are on my channel, we are to get prepared as much as possible. You know, things do change, but I feel that right now with the energies that are really kind of Capricorn energies, I know with the full moon, and Capricorn is about the business, and Capricorns really truly know what needs to be done in order to get done, and they're very critical in kind of saying, I could have did this a little better. While we have these energies coming to us, I think I want to tap into it and see again, what is it that, again, these new masculines. If you've seen my other video, please do look at it, talking about the new masculine that we're coming into, as far as inform or whoever their partner, where we traditionally thinking that the partners should be one way. We're seeing now that there's a new term now being brought to us through the universe, is saying more so call it Alpha and Omega. The Alpha is, which will be the formerly, which the masculine, divine masculine energies, which is the one that's in leadership, going out there and getting things done. And the feminine energy is now called the Omega, which is the more supportive, but being the leadership in spiritual as well. And so we talk about the Alpha and Omega. We know the beginning, the Alpha is kind of like the cardinal, the starting point, and the Omega is like I come here and I finish, I support. And so some of us, when we're talking about maybe the traditional roles, we have been taught that really both need to be Alpha and Alpha. However, in some dynamics, for some of the divine lovers or twin souls, as you call it, if you want to call it twin flames too as well, we're seeing even with that the term is being changed, because they're saying now we're just going to call it twin flames, because twin flames is another derivative. I've seen that on another channel. I said, well, I like that. The twin flames is more so of calling of more of an energy, because it's been used so much that it has now been labeled with the energy and a stamp of twin flames is struggle. To give it your twin flame, you got to go through a lot of stuff. It's not easy. And so now when you say the word twin flame, it has a new frequency and a vibration of difficulty. It's not ease. When you say twin soul, that again is almost like when you say the soul mate, it's like, it's ease, it's romanticism that's there. When you say twin, we are the same soul. We come with the same wanting and desire to come together. So now we've got, I told you, the universe is going to keep on giving us, it just keeps on itching, giving us new terms. Again, I told you, it's going to always be ever evolving. They're trying to find, the universe is being said to me, is saying, I'm trying to find the best way that it has less of the negative connotations that's put to it, or in a way that you all understand what you're here for. Divine lover, you know, we constantly keep on looking for the word, or to logistically understand what is going on, and they keep on saying, hey, it cannot be reached through the mind, it's got to be reached through the heart. And we keep on not to really comprehend. We're like, yeah, but we're in human form, so I'm sorry, I need some kind of turn. And so that's why we keep on kind of going through that battle. But just to let you know, for some, there's like, hey, the word twin flame is now becoming, in some that's been on this journey for a long time, is automatically is now getting linked and associated with strife, challenges, difficulties in love. And so now that's being, the universe is now bringing us a new term called twin souls, which is a hybrid to me. Twin flames, knowing it's higher, it's no like no other, but that soul made again, and it's coming with more ease, and it's of the soul. Okay, whichever way it is, divine love, or the person's connected to you, whatever, this is what we're at now in this stage. Okay, so I had to kind of give you a little background, because I know some of you all probably may or may not. Pretty birds, they show, I'm showing the, look at that video, it's got like different types of birds. It's like, my God, so many varieties of birds and beautiful colors that's out there. I thought, oh my God, this one is pink and black. It's beautiful. And so, and then earlier I seen one that was like a beautiful turquoise and brown, like almost looked like the ocean combination. I would call that Yamaya, because it reminded me of the goddess of the ocean and the water. Because I was like, I definitely would know what your name would be automatically, because it just looked beautiful. Okay, so let's tap into and see what is going on with the divine masculine energies, which is now called the divine masculine energy, period, which is now moving into the omega energy, which is now the higher form, a more spiritual beingness. I'm just learning how to be, how I can be able to support others. I'm not all about that drive, go, clear. I'm just really trying to find a way of how I can be able to blend both. What is the major change that the so-called, we call it masculine energies, that's going through collectively? And that could be even for us too as well. Those of you all that's kind of resonate. For me myself, I told you that from the beginning. And I still don't care about that. I was crucified for that when I said that about the masculine at the beginning of the journey. But again, some of us do resonate. I have both. And I thank God for that gift to be able to jump into both polarities as well. So right now, to be when the first thing when I looked at this and say divine masculine energies, the universe is saying to divine masculine energies, give it a rest. Give it a rest. You need some rest. Masculine energies have been carrying the charge so much of, you got to be the leader, you got to be the provider, you got to be protected, you gotta. And you know, because of these things, and like I said in the other videos, it makes me think about my dad. With him, I can tell sometimes it's like, sometimes he's like, I could tell behind the scenes, I'm not comfortable in this position. You know, if I feel like I want to cry, I want to cry. But I can't, because you all tell me if I do that, I'm viewed to be weak. I'm putting myself to be vulnerable. I can't do this, you know. So I don't ask for help. I just struggle, you know. I get a shirt off my back. I do this. And it almost made me cry. Just collectively for how the masculine template, and I wouldn't say divine, but in some ways the way we're saying in the worldly, to be divine would mean like you're able to vibe with ease, you're able to protect with ease, you're able to profess with ease, is if you're in that masculine energies. And it's like, no, to be a divine masculine, and I know it's nobody on this channel, I heard somebody say that's not me, right? And it should not be me. As long as we have been on this journey, we know the difference. I'm talking about the other people that's out there that's not watching this channel. How the universe is saying it's time to just put that to rest. That idealism about how you're supposed to be. We're learning now, even on this journey. I've heard people, and that's why I've been saying that for the longest. That sometimes that's why I don't come on here and do readings, because I want you to understand that your individualized journey is different. And I'm hearing other people saying that too. It's kind of collectively coming. So this is like this is an energy that's being thrown out there. And it's like, hey, if you want to catch it, like think about it, the rocks at a concert. And, you know, they be throwing out t-shirts and stuff like that, and flowers and roses out there. Now, if you want to get the rose, then you catch it. If you're not, you can just let it just stay out there in the air. Think about also, my minister used to say that. It's like, take off of the tray what you need and what you don't want, leave it on there. You know, if I'm serving out the information. But this is what it is. It looks like to me the universe is saying, give it a rest. Give it a rest about how you need to rest, because it's just too much. It's too much about the pretending who you are, the pretending how you're supposed to show up. That's not who you truly are. That's not truly who the divine created you to be. Give it a rest. What's going on here is the finances. Finances is also about love and expression. And sometimes, again, if the finances is not looking like it's supposed to, it's because, again, you're not expressing love. Your love is not filled to capacity. Your love is kind of on bankruptcy. It's kind of not filled, because probably where you are, you're like, hey, I'm in this what we call it, the karmic situation. I feel like it's no give and take here. I feel like I can't really be able to give my best of my all in it because I'm just giving. The karmic wants me to give X, Y, and Z. She keeps looking at me to provide. I keep on saying I don't feel comfortable in this position. This is not me. I'm better supporting you. But when I do that, you make me feel bad. You put me down because you like, hey, where the money at? You know, we supposed to be doing this. We supposed to be building empires. You know, I'm cookie. You know, whatever for that. And it's like, okay. So that's a problem there too. Again, I'm seeing here the color blue, which is jumping off from this, and which again is not being communicated. Scared to communicate it as well, to be able to move into the bliss. Also, the spiritual growth was changing for the divine masculine. Is understanding that. And so divine masculine, I want to go back. Divine masculine really wants to redefine what it is to be abundant. What does it mean to really truly be prosperous? Again, like really, like some people say, I don't need that. I'm rich in love. You know, as long as that I can find it in a different way. Understanding that finances is not also material things all the time. This is what's changing. This is what's being communicated to them in the universe, and this is what's also being communicated. They need to communicate to others as well. The spiritual growth here. This is all about getting into what truly makes you happy. How you say, if it makes you happy. Okay, so if it makes you happy, you really got to, I see the color here, which is orange and brown, which he's got to start, the masculine energies has got to start eliminating things that no longer suit them. It's really clear, it's black and white, and it's becoming black and white to them every day. And this orange moving into the sacral energies, which is really having healthy connections, really understanding what's healthy that I'm connected to, and what things I need to really say deuces to. Also, how I'm manifesting. What am I manifesting in my world? This is what's coming up into the masculine energies of understanding that, hey, what I'm doing is not being in my false self and not being in my true self. Look at what I have produced around me. So now the masculine is now really truly questioning things. As well, to say, I don't kind of like what I produced here. This is, if I keep on going this way, where am I going to end up at? You know, either I'm going to kind of keep on going around with this show, or either I'm going to get to a point to say, I'm going to have to start saying no. Okay. The next thing is understanding the masculine, that you are stronger than you know. And like I said, this Renaissance man that's being brought to them, of understanding that in the Renaissance energy, you are really talented and have the ability and the knowledge to do everything that you will to do. That you willed to do, which means within my spirit, within my soul, I feel like I need to do this. This innate feels like push. That again, when you're saying willed to do, is this something beyond you that just like, I've got to do this? It's a calling, it's a mission. I'm willed to do this. And this belief system that this divine or this masculine has got to be able to move into, and understanding that what I'm seeing a mouse, it's a card there, there's a mouse in the jail. I'm making myself smaller, and I'm jailing myself, and I'm making them a prisoner of myself in this situation that I have created for myself, because I am not moving into my true self. I'm not being myself, because I'm playing this role, this alpha, this one that boasts so much, and I'm just about things, and just out there, and I just rah about everything, you know, like the lion in the Wizard of Oz, and I'm just overplaying that I'm just all that and not really that. Okay, so everything I'm seeing in all of these things is about the masculine moving truly into their bliss, because this has this color pink to me, a real intense pink, is one that represents the bliss. That's your upper heart chakra, and that's the bliss. Moving into that, I'm in my heart, but now I want to go higher into my heart. I hear the Teddy Princess higher. So you want to go higher into that. So this is one thing that, again, that is changing for that masculine energies, okay? Because the lessons on this journey in which they're moving into, because I can't believe we had to have a year mark of the year, and so these journeys that he's moving into, and I'm talking just the masculine energies, is relationships, and this came in reverse, which means we're moving into that, understanding that I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. We're moving into that. I think that reminds me of the other day again, this understanding that in our masculine energies, understanding that we are enough. That I was talking to a friend, and I said that, you know, you've got to now, when you're thinking about these relationships and these connections to things, is that you got to send it out into your energy field. You got to feel it within your heart. You got to feel it throughout your cells, your blood, your tendons, your all your bones, everything, and then filtrate that thing out that say that I'm only attracting my highest good. I'm only attracting my highest good, and believe that. And I'm looking at this hexagon shape, which is really the symbol or the geometric shape for life, and how, again, all of that, those things, and how it interconnects together. And so now the divine masculine is understanding about highest good. What is my steps? What are my decisions? What are my choices? How are these things leading me in my highest good? Because even if you don't know where you're exactly going, even you're starting from that starting point, if your intention is that I'm attracting my highest good, everything else will be able to fall forward beyond, in that order. It's like in that order. That's how it's going to be, because you're always sending that out. People who serve my highest good. So again, when I looked at the word serving, in order for it, it's a two-way, it's a mirror too. How am I serving others, and how are they serving me in return? And so that again will be, again, for the masculine energies, like they're saying, collectively moving into that omega. That omega energy is about serving others as well, but then also understanding that through that spiritual work that I'm doing, that I'm getting fed too. This is not like I'm pouring from an empty cup. I'm not having that ace of cup, and that ace of cup is just as empty as who know what, and ain't nothing, is nothing in there. It's like, okay, this is my ace of cups, but what's ain't nothing in here. So when I'm pouring into you, you pouring back into me, and I have something to drink. So this is what the divine masculine energies is understanding this. That means even if I'm on a job, is when I step on this job, am I pouring into these kids at this school as a teacher, and then they're pouring back into me something? Now, I might not like what it is all the way, but again, is it some kind of way I'm getting poured back into it? Might not like the boss, but hey, but the kids and I got an interaction. They feed me, I feed them. We learn from each other, and so that's kind of filling my cup. Okay. Minus that. Now, I might not like what kind of flavoring that you give me, or the tea bag that you're giving in my tea, but again, we getting a trade-off. It's more of a trade-off, 75%. You the 25% that I'm like, not too much, but you're helping me grow. Okay, so some kind of way we getting it that way, and I'm helping you grow as well with my rebellion self. So that is, again, how is that? That's a new thing that the masculine energies is now looking at. Like, it's got to be some trade, because if I'm connected to you, I'm learning now. It used to be easy for me to just plug into you and say, okay, well, that's all right. You ain't giving it to me. I'll figure it out some kind of way on my own. That's all right. Now the master saying, no, energies in us are saying, no, hey, that ain't gonna work no more, boo boo. I've got to get some kind of, it gotta be some kind of trade off from this as well. Otherwise, I'm be practicing some boundaries. And again, this is what I'm seeing also. This also, when I look at this, reminds me like a gate as well. Like, okay, boundaries. No, not serving. Okay, somebody gonna have to get their papers, okay, and letting them know this is not working anymore. So this is what it is, because right now that when we're talking about the divine masculine, they're destined, the masculine energies, and that's again is to heal through chaos. So that means right now, all of this stuff going on in our masculine energies, it's a lot of chaotic things going on. Things are just getting thrown up in there, and we just in the middle of it and just seeing it all. And just like, okay, God, when is this gonna stop? Universe, when is it gonna stop? You keep on throwing this thing, this, there, this, there, this. And, you know, just like I've learned on this journey, a lot of these things, these necessary evils, as I call them, is giving way for us to be able to see things and really move into our spirituality and to level up. You know, and that's why a lot of times I know we always ask this, why does this have to happen? And we get this. Why is it so much this happening in the world? And with that, because, you know, things happen to create change. You think about 9/11, lost a lot of lives, towers went down, but in the end of it, you got again new policies put in at airports. Was a little too slacky before. Tighten it up a little bit more. Kind of got to search people a little bit more. You got to put some more laws in it. Got to start asking some more questions. What is your purpose being here? You know, understanding, having some things, some regulations to be able to send off alarms so that people will know, hey, you know, this is happening. Have some more sky marshals. You know, things of that nature. Was very lackey then. Made us tighten up. Same thing when we're talking about healing chaos. A lot of things is going on. We're not really understanding. I don't even know with myself and some things that happen too as well. And it's like, you know what, but at the same time, it's helping you to connect the dots. And that is true. Helping to truly understanding that, like, hey, I'm seeing a pattern. It's this, like I said, there's connection here. Something about this when I look at this. This connects to this connects to this. Why this lesson keeps on showing up again? Okay, well, you're not really realizing to be thankful for the things you have. So we're not really thinking about giving you no more until you learn how to stop and appreciate what you got. You know, so it's a lot of things here. So even through these chaos, I see butterflies in the tornado, which means there's transformation going on. The divine, again, when you talk about some of these karmic situations that they're in, some of these things is just blowing up, the arguments, it's just back and forth, feeling like I can't get no relief. I'm hearing one man say, I can't get no relief. How you spell relief? Divorce. Yeah. And so again, it's like this is it. Again, it's needed. It's needed because if you sitting there and these things don't hit you, you'll be comfortable where you are. It's got to kind of send these things to make you kind of get up and say, okay, that's enough. I can't do this. Like earlier, I was like, oh my God, why are my legs itching? Because it's time for me to get up and kind of move around because I've been in the same spot for a while. Next thing for this, that again, they're destined for love. And this is again, all these flowers have been the same flower. Have been showed up, same flower, and this right now. This is two different cards from the same flower has been showing up, and I told you, your bliss, what you truly love, is at the end of the rainbow or the end of the tunnel. Just got to kind of go through this. This is what we are actually moving in for the masculine energies, is truly understanding what the statement of love is, right? It's love of a person, loving what you do, loving your mission, loving the job, loving yourself, loving the people you're connected with. This is what we are moving into. This is what the divine masculine is destined to move into as well, because right now the energies are supporting the divine masculine into healing these attachments. Okay, so there's an attachment that the divine masculine energies have. That's all within all of us. We have that. And again, this in the masculine energies forgetting or not really attaching and moving into really truly divine, there's a mask that they're wearing. I told you, I'm just gonna kind of get along, go along. This is really not me. Thinking about back to, like I said, with Dad again. Okay, I could be revived, I could do it. I could hear him say I could did that with ease, but it's like, okay, just because you can, is that naturally what you truly are? Are you more so a person that say, I feel good in environment? That wasn't too much of communication, so I guess in some ways he said, no, that was kind of wrote it out, truly was all right with. But in that providing there, I think he felt that he was kind of spiritually supporting you there. So that if you on this walk are really trying to get things manifested physically, I'm not going to, you don't have to worry about that. You know, you just going to keep on in your alphaness. But if it's something that you want, you don't have to worry about it, because I'm going to make sure I'm provide that for you. So in your spirituality, you don't have to sit up there and say, okay, my being this, I got to worry about X, Y, and Z. But I want to express and be in this leadership role, but I got to still worry about X, Y, Z, which is stopping me from truly being who I am. So again, there's another thing of how they can be able to express that in another way, and understanding attachments. This really truly being who you identify as and taking the mask off. Again, it's about these connections. Who are you connected? Is it being connected and being in this relationship with this person really keeps on keeping me in my falsehood? It's time to let it go. Is this also this attachment that I'm in, again, keeping me chained and bound to the 3D aspect of things and not allowing me to level up and go to higher heights? Then this is, again, the energies are saying this is something you're going to have to kind of revisit. What are you attached to that's stopping you from, again, becoming that truly that Renaissance man that is willing to do this? Because if you got a person who is got this chain on you, you can't will to do anything. You just chained around there. So even if my willingness, oh my, is not willing, to me that's wanting or just desire, because wanting and desire is like I could think about that all day, but I'm not going to act on it. Willing means I'm going to put some kind of will, some kind of force, some kind of effort, some kind of strength, some kind of power behind that. And being in this position, you can't will it to be so. Okay, so this is something else that the divine masculine energies within you, within me, within your person has got to really deal with. And I'm seeing the number 5 here, which means, again, being able to change some things. Because right now, the shadow aspect that that the masculine energies, clear, collectively has got to deal with is, thank you, this sacrificing, and I'm hearing self-sabotaging. How are they sacrificing their wants and dreams and saying, no, that's all right, I push you first. You know, I want the divorce. Oh, blue and yellow, that's pretty. I want the divorce, but you know what? I'm scared what it's going to do with the kids. I'm scared what it's going to do to her, because she honestly has been there for me. She has been there when times when I didn't have money, although she made me feel bad by myself. But at the same time, she did help me get that phone bill paid. She helped me to be able to get that car paid. She provided a roof over my head a lot of times. She was the one that's footing the bill. How it looked like I get up right now and say, hey, I don't want this. I don't want I can't be this, because I'm not really in love with you, and I'm not portrayed in so many words that I was in love with you. And so now, how would that make me look? That made me look real bad. So I'll sacrifice my happiness to make sure that you happy and we both look good in the situation, because I don't want it at the end of the day to be looking like the bad guy. Okay, that's a problem. Or I'm in this job, you know, this is really not where my heart is at. I really want to kind of start a business of my own. I want to really launch out there, but you know, again, they need me. They don't have too many teachers. You know, the kids need me. I look like I am making some kind of difference, but right now I'm just going in the job and I'm just going through the motions, and this ain't really it. But you know, it got good pay. You know, but I'm scared to start on my own. So this, you know, I'm sacrificing, or I'm gonna stay at this job because it's kind of close to home, and and this seems like this again. I don't have all the commuting and things like that, so I'm gonna stay right where I'm at. But although I'm not happy, but I'm gonna stay at that because it makes mom happy, or it makes my spouse happy, or makes them, because but I really have a call and I want to live down in Atlanta. I mean, I'm just saying something, or California. That's what I see these jobs, and I look on LinkedIn, and I'm like, that's good. That's really, I did something within me to say I need to go move to California, because that's just really where I want to be. I just really want to be someplace near the ocean, but I'm gonna stay right here, and I'm not really following my bliss. Okay, all these sacrifices things here. It says the feminine. It's got the, to me, when I'm seeing the feminine, that would be the omega. The omega is masking itself, being this warrior, warring up, protecting itself, saying I'm gonna fight through it, and all this time you are fighting as in the alpha energy, and you are actually having this omega energy fight in. And we know that again, as in this omega energy, this is not what you are called for or suited for. Omega energies is about the peace and love. They say, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Operating in this, you're sacrificing yourself. You're operating and pushing that omega to be a fighter and not a lover. Not a lover of what they're in, not a lover in what they're doing, but they're fighting for survival in what they're doing. And that is not the nature of omega energy. And I felt that came straight from source on that one. So 7, right now your life is calling for spiritual completion in this. Let's end this. Let's end this facade. Stop operating in energy and making it function in a functionality that is not really capable of. That's like me taking a Kia Sportage and putting it on the track at the NASCAR racing and saying, I'm going to race all these cars in this Kia Sportage. That Kia Sportage is going to do the best it can, hitting and punching 100, but don't be surprised if the engine catches on fire somewhere between the second lap, if it make it that far, and you spin out. Because it's just like, I ain't made to be up here with these NASCAR racing cars. They have reconfigured, rebuilt them cars to be able to function on the track and to go at them high speeds like they're supposed to. And in actuality, when you're doing this, you are asking yourself, your spirit, your energy to operate in something that is not equipped to be able to do. It can do it, but again, it's not normal for it. That's what I'm picking up for this. Okay? All right then. So the energy, since we're talking about normalcy, what are the things as far as when we're talking about the divine masculine energies to be start operating in? The spirit is asking it now for it to move into what are the key areas that divine masculine energies right now to help them to spirit that they need to kind of work on, or this is where you want them to kind of go to, work on and work to. So the masculine energy, they gave us keys, because I've seen a lot of them talk about this is it, but ain't nobody telling them like how we do it. Okay, so again, they want them to have, again, the masculine energies and to be the ability to shapeshift to profit. To me, to shapeshift and become into that hierophant energy or into that spiritual leader, even if it's spiritual leader itself, where you sit in and you check it in with yourself and say, hey, you know what do we need today? What is it in our spirit you're trying to tell me? Sitting down, meditating, having that, I'm in a program, she's saying temple day, the day where you checking in with yourself and seeing, running, yoga, doing whatever it is to help you to be able to come more into self, because it's like, again, they want you to become that prophet. And the thing is that they're bringing to me is not only prophet like you preach it to others, but be the prophet to yourself. Be the guru. This is where they're saying we're moving you into it, that stop looking, because I did see that in somebody, and I've been saying that for the longest on this channel, is again, stop looking to others to be able to give you the answers that you seek, because everybody's individual. as well. But sometimes, and I will put a caveat to it, or a note, or footnote to it, is sometimes you do go on there just to confirm, like, it came to me, but I just need a confirmation. And sometimes, and that's where the readers, who we are, we come into that fourth, into that position to be that confirmation, to say, hey, I was thinking the same thought. Here's divine sunshine saying the same thing to me. So they want you to kind of shape shift, change this shape that you have got yourself as, to be a omega energy operating as a knight or a warrior, and they want you to shape shift back into what you're supposed to be. I think about some of those magical things, like Harry Potter, and they're like, okay, now you got to come and turn into me, or whatever like that. You got the magical powers to become whomever it is, so you can be able to go into the castle or whatever territory that you're not supposed to, because you're able to shift. I remember that in Harry Potter, one of them episodes. And so now they're like, okay, now you didn't got yourself into situations that you powered yourself up to be in, and now we're telling you, like, okay, now you're not supposed to be there. Now it's for you to turn back to your true self. Okay, so this is what it's saying. They want you to become, again, masculine energies. You got to be assertive. That means you got to put yourself in places that you think that you're not meant to be. Place yourself into places that you are supposed to be, and get yourself out of, through your assertiveness, in situations that you're in that you're no longer suited or supposed to be. Okay, this is what it means. Assert, to put into, to insert, to assert, to put yourself there. And that's, again, it goes back to that willingness to be that Renaissance man or person, to be able to be talented and knowledgeable about all things in all areas, if willed to be. And so willing to be. And so you've got to assert yourself. You might have to even search yourself, which means, again, as far as you being able to go beyond. The next thing is Taurus, storms, typhoons of emotions. That goes right back to, again, the healing things. So again, through the masculine energies, understanding that you might have to find yourself going through a tsunami or a typhoon of emotions that's coming your way, because you're just trying to find your way. And through all that, you are healing. I would say through this moment, I would say journal. Definitely journal your way to be able to find, to kind of just bring all that stuff, to kind of regurgitate all that stuff out of you. I've started to journal as well, just to be able to kind of get those thoughts out of there, and I felt much better. It kind of empties the container too as well. So I would suggest you to do that too while you're going through these moments as well. Sometimes even you videotape yourself just talking. I did that one time. I was upset and I was about to give my person a piece of my mind, and I ended up, and once I finished with the video, I was like, I don't want to really rehash all over again what I just said on this video. I'm kind of tired, and I think I kind of said what I said, and I really don't want to revisit it. And I said, so that's another way you can be able to video journal. That's another way. Dreaming and sleeping. Through your dreaming and sleeping, subconsciously, a lot of things are getting worked out, and some of these dreams you might be able to take notes, have a dream journal where you get up to be able to write that stuff, to see and look and Google it to see if there's any kind of significance or anything that resonates, or a message that's being said to you. So these dreams are going to be able to help you. I'm also picking up there, this is twofold and fork in the road, that the dream state is like, again, stop being in the dream state too as well on some things as well. This kind of sleepwalking, say, I don't see it, is this going to pass me by, it'll get over on that one. But then again, I'm getting pulled back to this one. Get some rest. Dreaming and sleeping. So again, put it to rest. Let it go. Some of these, like they say, let sleeping dogs lie. Just lie to the side. You see my baby. Just let it, some of that stuff, just let it lie. Don't go and wake it up. You know that it's over. And again, now it's over, call again. And that's just it. Let it rest. You need rest. You need to rest on what you are portraying yourself to be, and not really being honest and living in your integrity. And you need to kind of just put it to the rest, to be in the dream state as well. But they're also saying that, again, there's several folds and layers to it, just like a cake. That is something that needs to be visited too in your dream state that you kind of subconsciously are going to work out on into as well. This karmic relationship has came up. Karmic relationships, we know, means lessons that are learned that we got to grow through. The karmic comes along to help us to, provide that mirror, some things that, again, that we are refusing to acknowledge. And it's like, okay, yeah, you didn't play the game, or let it sleeping dogs. But I'm like, hey, I'm a physical manifestation of what you're not dealing with. And again, this has got to be dealt with. And this is what they're saying. So right now, in this karmic relationship they got there, they're saying you got to take some action. Masculine energies, which is all of us in some kind of way, some action about this job thing that we're in, or where we're living situation, or how we see ourselves. There's some action needs to happen. There are something explosive, I would say, also it's going to take place to kind of blow up our minds about some things, maybe even a fight or something that's going to happen in the karmic situation, something that, again, that is going to be explosion of things too, again. Alone to concentrate on matters of the home. Some of the masculine energies is going to have to kind of, like, again, find some me time, separate from the situation so they can really be able to go off and think. Or, again, you might be, again, they keep on saying that, even in this situation, that whomever this is, that they're going to have to kind of go off and to find themselves. That's been collectively. That's interesting. Came back into the cards too as well. I've seen that through all of the channels, pretty much, that I have seen. It came up through my timeline, and I said, "Ooh, that's a pattern. That's a trend." They're saying that again, even when you come out masculine out of this situation, you might going to take some time out to do some introspection too as well. You're going to become a hermit. You're going to do this because you need to seek some validation about what happened and really understand, and so you don't make the same mistakes over again. You want to see about what things you had idolized, like, you had thought that this was like the truth, and you're going to find out that, okay, those things that you had really put up on the pedestal, like that was the highest of my belief systems, my ideology, my pattern, my belief systems of how things should go. And I really say, this is it. Or you had somebody in your life that you idolized, and you found yourself mimicking, or either pattern, or really rebuilding yourself behind, or some kind of imitating or mimicking them as well. Is that's got to stop, because you seeing you idolizing the wrong person. We could be a god, whatever it is, your intentionalities. And pacification, to pacify, because whatever it is, it has made you to pacify. You have pacified yourself. You have put yourself to sleep, and it's just like things have become, I'm picking up the word, numb. Not really just going through the motions. Not really any kind of actions or activity about that. So that is something that you really have got to deal with in the masculine energies, whether it's you, your person, or whoever you feel comfortable in doing as well. Because it says diving into one's emotions, and we talked about that, where it's going to be a lot of emotions being set forth there. What is emotions? Water, finances, get rest, spiritual growth. Finance, I think I must have talked about that when we had the waves there too as well. Healing chaos, and so that's something, in order for that to happen, you've got to take that deep dive into as well. What I have left over, so again, where we at? Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah. So what I want to say is, let's look even in love. So the heart of the matter, when we're talking about this, the masculine energies, whether it's you or somebody else, it's 3, is when we talk about, there's got to be a heart-to-heart conversation that's got to be had with the masculine and whomever this person is. You talk about this karmic relationship, or even with themselves, or with a job, and let them know that, say honestly, how you feel about being in a job, how you feel about being in a relationship, how you feel about what you're doing as a person in the masculine energies. It's got to be a talk about that. Interesting, this keeps catching my eyes about the finances, and we talked about that earlier. Finances, career, financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, and I told you again, if the money is funny, your honey or your loving is that too. But again, we know that our finances is an expression of our money. How if your money is kind of low and kind of interested, that means you're kind of a little pulling back and reserved on your expressing of love to others, as well, or to yourself or your world or your universe. So that's something else. Engagement, when it comes to, again, matters of the heart, your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And I would say again that your love, how you love things, your passion, you want to, is you are ascending to in the masculine energies into engagement. Like, what am I, again, going back to the connections card that we had earlier, what is it that in our relationships, what is it that I am attracted to those people who serve my highest good? So if I'm getting engaged to something, which means I'm really getting to the next level of, or the next step of being committed to, or married to this thing here, then the thing is that if I'm ascending, that means everything else is changing and it's getting higher, and I'm moving into really my true love of things, whether self, the job, the people that I am in. So in the masculine energies, you really are getting ready to engage, and really almost to the next step is really proposed to you, saying, yeah, you know what, I came up with a plan with me get into this business of self. This is what I'm doing, and so I'm doing this step by step. So there's levels to it. So you are getting to a higher commitment to yourself and to others. This is where you are. And in the divine masculine energies, is learning how to trust. This situation is called for love, for you to have faith, and have faith in love, as well, as far as how you're conducting yourselves, how in your masculine energies that you have felt that some situations you have been there because of honor, because you felt that that's what you has been expected of you, to be able to, again, you have been worrying through it, you have been fighting through it, you have a lot of battles to do with it too as well, and you know what direction that you want to go into love. However, the things that you have gone through have also have mimic, and I'm looking at this thing he was bringing to me, that you think in some ways the way you are or what you have done might even harm the person that you love in the relationship. It has a tendency to be able to present that, although that's not what you wanted to do, but again, there's the illusionment, so that's got to be fixed, in order for you to really truly move into this love thing. Because this person is coming to look to you, they're pure, they're wearing their heart on their sleeve, and again, they're really coming to you as a present, and that spirit has your person has really hit them with the bow and arrow of love, for you, as well. But then you've got to check yourself as to how you presenting yourself too. Are you bringing some of them old hurts, some old battle, love scars and war and battles that you had, for previous relationships or connections, rather it's with family members or with partners or even with yourself? How have that made you show up? And so you got to watch that too as well in your masculine energies. All right. So I think I did that. So what is the thing that the feminine energies should be able to carry with them, just as a help, to them? For those you all say, I'm in my feminine energies. Okay. So let's see about what some things that you need to do in order to support the masculine energies here on this journey. This rejection is for my divine protection. Unavailable. So really, for those, I would say twofold. If you are in contact with your person, I would say that, again, some ways would say make yourself to be unavailable, because a lot of times when sometimes you may not have heard from the person, or you have heard, they're working on self, which is a signal to you to go work on yourself too as well. Understanding that when you have times that they are doing things like that, don't take it personal. This is one thing that I am learning on the journey is about, again, cutting that way of looking, the illusion. Oh, it's about me, it's about me. If you are saying to yourself, I am enough, then you cannot be taking things personal, because again, if you're enough, you don't really care. You don't, you really don't. You're like, okay, well, it's not about whatever they going through. It's really not about me. Because you're coming from that place that understands enough. I got enough on my plate to keep me busy, that I don't need to sit up there and find out what's going on with you. That's how I know I'm enough. Okay. And so this is, again, unavailable is for your divine protection. And again, like I said, in the masculine energies, if this is, again, moving into that, we see in the cards, they're asking, the universe is asking them to kind of separate yourself, to really find out what is truly for you, and what's really right for you, and what's the identity, that this new identity that you're moving into. Okay, so this is something for that. For the divine feminine energy, confusion. I take responsibility for my own decision that contributed to challenging situations. So right now, although the masculine energies is doing that in your omega energies, or the alpha energies, about the leadership in your omega energies, the support and being a spiritual leader of your own, it's time to, well, I say, they're being unavailable, you go and do the introspection to find out what is causing the confusion within yourself, as well as you not appearing in your divinity, which means, again, what are some things that I have contributed for things to kind of happen the way that they have happened in my life. Really start taking some inventory into looking into that, because there's some confusion about, I would say, how you're viewing the whole situation of how things are going down with the connection, or with the job, or with the things that's going on in your life. There's some things that need to be cleared up on your end too as well, which will mirror back to, if you're talking about connection with a person, that would too. And you want to have that confusion cleared up, because you don't want to bring anybody else into that confusion too. If your world is all thrown up in the air, then you're asking for that person to kind of step into all that mess, and you don't want to. And it goes back to that 16 hefty bags that you should have gotten down to clear to 2 or 1 for that point. So what is the message as I close out? What is the message that the person has for you? Ooh, I love when it does that. Take a chance on love. When we start to love, our lives are changed forever. And I think that's a message, really, I would turn that around, that your person, if this again is trying to say, is that's operating and trying to get itself together into this masculine, or this new omega energy that the universe is asking for, because they're saying that the role is being switched in the masculine, is take a chance on this. Although I'm going to come to you totally different than what you used to, totally different than what has been taught to you, totally different than what society says, just take a chance on it, because we don't know what's going to happen. When we start this love things, our life is going to be changed forever. And I trust and believe this, to me, when I look at this is going to be a wow worth adventure that we're going on, full of love and color and adventure and things that I'm looking at. This face at the end, like the divine is right there at the end of it, at this end of this whole thing. We're going to create a whole different world and universe, just you and I. But again, you got to be willing to take the risk, and you got to get in the boat with me, and you got to set sail on it. Although the waters may be choppy, I'm looking here, which is emotions, and things are going to happen, but you've got to be able to want to take this magical ride with me. I see a 2 and a 3 here. That means unity. 3 means getting alignment, which means, again, together equals up 5, which means change. And this is going to look totally different, and what it is. And even if you say, well, I'm not with the self right now, I'm in that higher font kind of energy, which is this, with the person, I'm just with self, then again, take a chance on doing the things that you love. Get into that boat, go into those adventures, take your alpha and your omega self onto the boat ride, look at this new person at the end that you might be creating, and and understand and know that your life will be forever changed by doing it. Okay, like I say, you can't undo what you just saw. You're like, oh, you just can't. And so this is where you're coming from. So again, I hope this message reached you. If you found this message, then that means this message for you is timeless, no matter what time that you have seen this. Again, I will put this on my Divine Unisoul's channel, because I feel like this needs to be on there and to be heard. And as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste and Namago. Love you. Until next time.